Hey, what is up, boys? It's your boy Pick'em MMA. We're back with another one. We got no UFC this weekend. We only got a PFO. We got some boxing this weekend. So I'll probably will be live for PFO this Friday. So make sure you guys come hang out with me for the live fight companion. We always have a good time watching the fights together. So make sure you guys mark down on your calendars and come hang out with me Friday if you guys don't have something going on Friday evening. So I'll be live around then this card starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be live around then on YouTube. Make sure you guys come hang out with me. So before we get into this card, man, we got a lot of matchups here. We got 13. How many fights we got? We got like total 12 total. We got 12 fights total. Most of these fights are at welterweight, and half of these fights are at featherweight. So we got some fun matchups here. We got some big names in PFO fighting. We got some former Bellator fighters fighting on this card. So it's gonna be a fun matchup, man. There's gonna be some fun matchups here. Before we get into it, guys, we're gonna do a quick recap for last week. Overall, not bad on picks. We did pretty good on picks. I told you guys to go bet Impact Sangane by knockout, and it didn't even go longer. I thought he might get like a second round knockout, but he got it done in the first round. And Polizzi just really didn't have much to offer. I don't know why people are picking Polizzi. There's a lot of people picking Polizzi out there too on YouTube. I've seen that people picking Polizzi, and Polizzi doesn't have the wrestling that Ablin has. I mean, Impa almost knocked out Ablin, and I don't rate Polizzi's grappling. I don't rate his striking at all. So I don't know what people are seeing in Polizzi there. He couldn't get a single takedown. He almost took him down, and then Consanguine's, he's been going out there working on that takedown defense. So he was up to get a knockout, like I told you guys, plus 150 there. We called Rob Wilkinson by knockout. No, Kasangane by knockout was actually like plus 250, plus 300. It was like some crazy number. Then Rob Wilkinson by knockout was plus 150. So I told you guys that because I've done pretty well breaking down Tom Breeze fights, and I've seen a couple people picking Tom Breeze there too last week. But Tom Breeze is not really a good striker. I think people kind of overrated jiu-jitsu. He can like submit guys that are not like don't have phenomenal takedown defense, and we know that Rob Wilkinson has phenomenal takedown defense, so he was able to just knock him out in the first round. I mean, both of these fights were like first round knockouts here, so good win for Rob Wilkinson. I think he's gonna be a problem for most of these guys that won't be able to strike with him at light heavyweight. Then we had Clay Collard. He was in some trouble, man, in the first round, but eventually he broke down Ricky Pitbull with the body shots, with the body work, and Clay Collard got knocked down early. But this guy's an absolute junkyard dog. He's gonna go out there fight for money. So we got these three picks right. And then I got this one wrong. I picked Matt Bernal. I thought I might be able to outpace this guy, but Bernal just doesn't seem like he's got that. I mean, his striking is he's trying to because he trains with Strickland, so he thought he was gonna be able to outstrike guys like Strickland does, but his technique just isn't clean, and he got rocked and then he got subbed in the second round. I think that's what happened there. Yeah, submitted in the second round with a guillotine choke. I got that pick wrong, and then I got this one wrong. I picked Saudi Basi by decision, but I told you guys not to bet this fight because I was like worried that something crazy might happen, and something crazy happened. Saudi Basi had an injury there, so he lost the fight by first round knockout. But Silvero was taking him down. He was on his way to Saudi Basi was getting taken down. That's when he broke his arm. So credit to Silvero. I got that pick wrong there. We got Carlos Jr. Pick right. I told you guys to go best submission and under 1.5. I knew this was gonna be early submission there. He got the job done. I got this one wrong. Jacob Nedo. He just looked really like slow and stiff on the feet against Yaxi Murad. Yaxi Murad has so much more experience, so he was able to go out and use that experience and beat Jacob Nedo by first round knockout, which is impressive. We had a lot of finishes on this card overall. We had I mean Yaxi Murad made him look like easy work out there. Then we had Brent Primus getting that finish there. I had a feeling Brent Primus, if he gets that grappling going in this fight, he might be able to get a finish. I told everyone to go bet Primus inside this is live because I was like on the live stream I was like if he gets the grappling going I think Bruno Miranda is gonna get finished, and Brand Primus by inside it is was plus 250. Hope some of you guys listen to my live fight companion. That's why I told you guys to make sure you guys come hang out with me for the live companion. We always try to make money on the live fight companions, and Bruno's he's been finished every one of his losses now. He's been finished all 5 times, and I had a feeling if Brent Primus gets him down to the ground it's gonna be a quick night for Miranda. So that's what happened there. And then we had Gaji Rabadanov. I mean, he was the first round. I think he lost the first round because Renfro was landing some nice shots there. But I knew that Renfro was a guy that's going to slow down later. And Rabadanov absolutely put it on him. He couldn't get us, like, he was having a hard time with the takedowns early. Eventually, he was able to get some takedowns later. But I think we're going to have to keep an eye on Rabadanov. He's good. He's pretty good. Him, and he can definitely, he's got good cardio, decent chin on him because he got rocked a couple of times by Renfro. But he hung in there, man. He's a tough dude. But I think when he fights someone that's like has a nice takedown defense and like nice cardio, is not gonna gas out. I think we could see someone like that giving him problems. We had Alvin Espinoza. He turned out to be underdog, so we actually picked Espinoza there, and he was the plus 100 before the fight. Adam Piccolotti was looking really good out there, and Adam Piccolotti was on his way to winning that fight. But Espinoza just landed a flying knee in the third round. I was absolutely freaking out, and that was insane. And then we had Marcelo Nunes with the first round submission. I had a feeling that he might be able to get a first round submission. I still don't think his striking is all that good, but he only needs to get a one single takedown, and he can submit most of these lower level guys in PFO. And he was able to get that submission in the first round. So overall, man, we got like a couple picks wrong. I think we had 9-4, like or like how many picks we got wrong? We got obviously we got this one wrong, and we got this one wrong. We got this one wrong, and then we got every other one. So we went 9, and we went 9-2 over picks. So honestly, like not bad, I guess. I thought I got 3 picks wrong. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we did get 3 picks wrong. So we went 8-3, I guess. We get 8-3. So overall, not bad, man, for picks. And I called a lot of the method of victory right for these fights. So pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the last week. And now let's take a look at the next week now, guys. Let's take a look at the next week now. We got PFO 3 2024 regular season continuing on next week. This weekend, this Friday. So I can't wait for it, man. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. And let's take. We got some fun fights here. We got Andrey Koreshkov taking on Magomed Umalatov. I've been watching Magomed Umalatov. I think he's a real deal, but this is a step up in competition for him. This is not gonna be easy. This is not gonna be pushover. But we're gonna find out which level that Umalatov is really on here. We also got Brendan Laurean taking on Pedro Carvalho. I think this is kind of a layup for Laurean. I think he's coming he's coming off an L. He took an L to Jesus Pinedo, and that was crazy, man. That was absolutely wild. And we know Pinedo is a real deal. We cast some money on Pinedo over Braga, his last outing. So absolutely no shame losing to Pinedo there. We also got Logan Storley taking on Shamil Musayev, undefeated 16-0-1 guy. This is gonna be a tough fight for Logan Storley, but we got Braga also on this card. Braga's coming off that his first ever career loss by knockout. In his whole career, he was 12-0 going against that Jesus Pinedo rematch, and we were on the right side there on Jesus Pinedo at plus money. And we also cast on the Pinedo finish only, which is plus minus 120, I think. And then we also cast Pinedo knockout at plus 250. So overall, man, I've done pretty well picking Braga fights, and he's fighting Gonzales. And we got some Bubba Jenkins also fighting Kamaka the third. Ádám Borics fighting Enrique Barzola. I've been watching Enrique Barzola from Bellator. We also got Timur Khizriev. I've had Timur Khizriev in parlays before, and he's pretty good, man. Timur Khizriev is pretty good, but this is not an easy matchup for him. He's fighting a guy that can also wrestle in Brett Johns. We got some fun fights. Let's start with the first fight, guys. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit the like down below if you guys appreciate the grind. If you guys appreciate, I'm doing this picks video like at like 3:50 a.m. in the morning. I gotta work later, so make sure you guys do me a favor, man. And hit the like down below. Leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you guys want to support this channel more, you guys can become a member. It's only $4.99 a month, and I put a ton of content out every day. I'm almost live almost every single day. So, and you also get some perks, and you also get some bets for UFC that I make like weeks before. So and I got a bet for next week also for UFC. So make sure you guys become a member and help out with the. It helps to keeps the lights running on the channel. Like helps out with the expenses on the channel. So now that we got that out of the way, let's break down this fight. So we got Romain. I'm probably gonna butcher his name. Debienne taking on Todd Jean. This is a step up in competition for Todd Jean. I mean, this is not a. I don't think this is gonna be walk in the park, but I do feel like Todd Jean is a real deal. I think he's got the goods. He's got good striking, good grappling. He's got good ground and pound if he gets on top position. I think Tad Jean is gonna get this done, man. Is this a short notice fight? I think this fight was not supposed to be on this card if I remember. I was doing research early in the week and I didn't see them put this fight on this card, so I guess they just put it on this card now. So Tad Jean is undefeated, man, 16-0, 6-0. I mean, he's been going out there. He can win decisions. He can go out there and knock people out. He can submit guys. I mean, he's been looking really good. He's also fought in LFA, so he's got some experience, man. He knocked out Sealed. I mean, which is not, honestly not a bad win there. Cause and also, I mean, he obviously this guy lost to in LFA recently this year. But last year, I mean, in December, and I did pick Alfonso there by knockout. But I mean, that's still a solid win over a guy like Shields, who's a good grappler. I mean, so I mean, this guy I've seen him throw some nasty ground and pound from top position. So I think Todd Jean's gonna win, man. I'm gonna pick him by like a second on knockout. But Romain is not a bum. This guy's fought some tough guys, man. He's 2-0 in Bellator. He's on like a win streak right now, so he's not a bum. He lost to Peñas, who fights in Octagon. Like he should be. I think this guy, we're gonna see this guy in the UFC eventually. And he lost his contender series fight to Rodrigues to Moss, where he got guillotined. So honestly, like that's his last in the last couple of fights. Not bad. I mean, this is not gonna be easy matchup for Todd Jean. We're gonna see if he's the real deal. I'm probably not gonna bet this, depending on the number. If it's Todd Jean comes into this fight as underdog, which I don't think is gonna happen, I really don't see the line. Do we have a line for this one? I don't think we have a line yet. I don't see a line anywhere. So I don't know where they're gonna open the odds. I'm expecting Todd Jean because he's undefeated. He's gonna be the favorite. But I think it's gonna be close. I think that it's gonna be close because Spain is not a bum. He's fought some decent guys. I mean, so. But I'm gonna go Todd Jean by knockout. I'm gonna say like a second on TKO, probably ground and pound, or like he hurts him on the feet and then ground and pounds him. All right, guys. Up next we got Tyler Diamond taking on Otto Rodrigues. Now Otto Rodrigues looks like a pit bull, man. He's 36 years old, and he's got good grappling, good jiu-jitsu. He's fought in Jungle Fight. I mean, which is we've seen a lot of these Brazilians coming over from Jungle Fight in the UFC recently too. He's 2-0, and I think he's a 1-1 in 1-0 in Bellator, 1-0 in LFA right now. So I mean, he's got a win over Carlos Augusto. Like he's fought some tough guys, man. He's honestly he's been looking really solid. He's only has one loss in Shoot to Brazil, so he might be pretty good here. Like I think he's gonna be pretty good, and which is probably why people are picking him here. But I'm gonna give Tyler Diamond another chance, man. He fought he fought Brandon Lafrane and lost a close fight there. Then fought Movlid Kibulaya, who's like 16-0 undefeated, like absolute killer Russian in PFO. I'm gonna say that underdog on Tyler Diamond can get this done if if he's able to fend off the takedown attempts from Otto Rodrigues. Now, Otto Rodrigues has some power on the feet too, but I feel like Diamond's gonna be the better striker from the outside. So I'm gonna pick Diamond here by decision. Does he knock him out? I don't think he's gonna knock him out, man. Diamond right now is plus 153. I'm gonna pick Diamond by decision, but I'm honestly not that confident in this one because this is not gonna be easy matchup. Otto Rodrigues is 14-1 for a reason, so obviously he's fought some decent guys and has a win over in LFA, which is a nice promotion. We always cover LFA, so I'm gonna go Diamond here by decision. Next up we got Don Madge taking on Brennan Ward. This would be a fun matchup, man. I think Madge is gonna get this done. I mean, a lot of people are picking Ward here. I think Ward's pretty good. I mean, but he's got some wins in Bellator, knockout over Massey, so he's not bad. He's not bad, but I think Madge is just. I think he's still in his prime right now. I'm not saying that Ward is not in his prime right now, but I think this guy Madge he can get this done. Man. He can pull it off. He's 2-0 for 2-0 in the UFC, man. He's got some wins over Fares GM, who's looking really solid right now. Fares GM just is a solid fighter in the UFC. I think it's gonna be a problem for some of these guys. 5-2 in the UFC, and Madge has a win over him. So I think that win is honestly aging pretty well. Win over Nate Williams, who's not in the UFC anymore. Like he's not in the LFA anymore. I think he doesn't fight in LFA anymore. He fights in Cage-Free UFC. Not the best win there, but still, he submitted him in the second round. So I'm gonna say Madge gets it done, man. By does he get a knockout? I'm gonna say he gets a submission. I'm gonna say he gets a submission. I think he can lock in the submission. I'm gonna say second on submission for Don Madge here. And let's look at the odds. So, do we have odds for this fight? So, Madge, actually, he's a favorite. I think he might be underdog in this spot. So, Don Madge coming in at minus 175. He opened at plus 150. I think the people are seeing what I'm seeing here. I might be wrong about this fight, but I think Madge can get this done. I think just beating a guy like Fershim, who's very well-rounded, nice kickboxer. I think that goes what kind of level Madge is on. Now, obviously, he's been taking some L's. He lost to Roseman Fio in a fight, but he wasn't looking bad, and he was actually winning that fight where he got caught in the third round. So I think Madge can get this done. I think he can get this done, man. And as long as he can avoid the power from Brennan Ward, I think Madge can get this done either by decision or by like submission, later submission. All right, guys. Next up, we got Laureano Staropoli taking on Murad Ramazanov. I've known about Ramazanov, man, for a bit. When I was watching tape on Nursultan Ruziboyev, like for his fight with when he was fighting Bruno Ferreira in the UFC, I've watched that fight, man, and Ramazanov is a real deal. This guy has goods. He's good everywhere, man. He can win decisions if he needs to. He can win inside the distance. Like he's good everywhere. He's got 4 wins by knockout, 3 wins by submission, 4 wins by decision. So he's good everywhere, man. His last fight was an accidental kick to the cup, so they called it a no contest. I don't think his opponent really wanted to continue on. I think this guy has a real goods, man. He's gonna make this look easy. I think he might be able to get a finish here. Now this guy is pretty tough. Staropoli was in the UFC back then, and no one's really finished him in the UFC, which is I just noticed that now. So losing to Jimmy Pickett is not the best look, obviously. But I'm gonna say that I think Ramazanov can. I think he might be able to finish him. I feel like he might be able to get a submission. I'm gonna say Ramazanov gets a submission. I think we've seen a lot of finishes last week, man. I think a lot of these fighters they need finishes to have a chance at winning that 1 million tournament. I'm gonna say Murad probably gets a ground and pound, or he gets a submission. I'm gonna say he gets a submission. Staropoli is honestly not bad, but I know he's never been subbed before, but I feel like this guy can do it. But I get why people are picking him by decision. But I think it's a good parlay piece. Even though this line is kind of wide, the line is not pretty, obviously. But I think he might be able to get a submission here. I mean, the line is way too wide, though, obviously. So, let's look at the line. So, line for Ramazanov, minus 550. Open up at minus 300. I think it's a good parlay piece, even at minus 550, which is, I normally don't tell people to parlay someone at minus 550. But if you're out there fighting a guy like Nursultan Ruziboyev, who's as dangerous as they come, in MMA, out there, you're surviving, you're able to grind him out. I feel like this is gonna be a much easier fight for him. So obviously Staropoli has a bunch of experience, but Ramazanov has 11 fights overall, so he's got like a lot of fights, a lot of experience too. So I'm gonna say Ramazanov gets it done by like a submission. Alright, guys, up next we got Timur Khizriev taking on Brett Johns, and I like Brett Johns, man. I think he's pretty good. But this is not. I don't know if this is the favorable matchup for him. I don't think this is a good matchup for him. He's normally a guy that's gonna wrestle people down. I mean, with his grappling, he's a former. He was in the UFC. I don't know why they ever let him go. I guess he probably got paid more out there in Bellator and now in PFO and stuff. So I guess they just he probably got paid more in Bellator, so they signed him. But he lost to a close fight. Like got outgrounded by Danny Sabatello, who's a decent grappler. But I don't think Sabatello's at the level of a guy like Khizriev. I think Khizriev just has better control, better wrestling, better cardio. Now Brad Johns, if he lands in top position, he's got some nasty ground and pound. Man, he can definitely ground and pound people. But I just don't see that happening here. I'm gonna take Khizriev here. I do like Brad Johns. I think he's a good fighter, man. But I think Khizriev's gonna. I think he's gonna be a problem for Brett Johns here. I think Khizriev just the grappling and the control and the cardio, the takedowns over and over are gonna be way too much. I actually parlayed him when he fought Justin Gonzales, even though it was a chalky line. He's always coming through, man. This guy's he sticks to a game plan, and that's what I like about Khizriev. Khizriev is coming in at minus 240. I think that line is not bad at all. I think that's a great parlay piece. We'll talk about parlays at the end here. So I'm gonna go Khizriev by decision because I don't think he's finishing Johns. I would like to see a finish from Khizriev, man, but he's normally like he doesn't take a lot of risk out there, which is why I like parlaying him because it's not gonna be like taking risk and letting the position go from his opponents. He's gonna stick to a good game plan. He's gonna fight He's gonna fight smart out there. But eventually he's gonna get a finish eventually. But I just don't see it happening over a guy like Johns, who's very technically sound. But I'm gonna say he gets it done by decision. But Brett Jones, I mean, he's not bad, man. He's got wins over like guys like Montel Jackson, who's a good wrestler, good at striking. And Montel Jackson looks amazing right now. So honestly, like he's not a bad fighter. Like he might be able to pull this off, but I just feel like Khizriev has the goods here. I think Khizriev is a great parlay piece here. I like the over 2.5 too when they open the totals. I think the over 2.5 is gonna be juiced like crazy, probably like minus 250, minus 300. But I think it goes over 2.5. It goes a distance either way. Up next, we got Ádám Borics taking on Enrique Barzola. And Barzola should be fighting at 135, man. I mean, but PFL doesn't have bantamweight weight class, which I don't know why they don't have bantamweight weight class. So Barzola is going to be moving up to 145 here, and he's never really been all that big for 145. But he is a wrestler. He's a grinder, phenomenal cardio, tough as hell, man. He doesn't really get finished all that many times. Only been finished once in the 4th round. So he was in the UFC, man. He lost a couple of fights in the UFC, so I guess they let him go, or he probably got signed. He probably got paid more money in Bellator when he signed with Bellator. But I bet him before. I think I bet him when he fought in Bellator. Who did he fight in Bellator? I think it was maybe it was Nikita. Was it this guy? It might have been this guy when he. I think it was this. Maybe I think it was this one when he fought Eric Perez. Yeah. I had him in a parlay and he came through, but he just able to outgrind these guys, even though he missed weight for that one. But this is not gonna be an easy matchup for Borics, man. But I feel like, I mean, Barzola can definitely win. I was thinking about picking him here, but Borics, I mean, he got the getting outworked by Patricio Pitbull, who's an absolute pitbull. I mean, his last name Pitbull is like definitely describes him perfectly, but I think Borics might be able to bounce back here, man. I mean, but Barzola, I mean, it's tough. I'm not going to parlay Borics here because I do respect Barzola's skill set. He's not the best. I mean, he can strike, but he's not the best striker out there. He's going to be undersized for this fight, I feel like, at 145. But he's a grinder, man. If you give this guy any room to, like, just work you and grind you out, he might be able to do it. So, it's not going to be easy, but I feel like Ádám Borics is going to get this done by decision. I'm going to go Borics by decision. But, we're gonna find out if Borics can deal with that wrestling pace of Barzola. But Borics, I mean, he's got like 20 fights at this point, man. He's got more than enough experience. He's only been subbed once, so and I mean Pitbull couldn't finish him, so I don't think he's gonna get finished by Barzola here. Barzola's the grinder, not really a submission artist out there. I think Borics gonna be able to land enough damage on the feet where it outweighs the grappling and control. I'm gonna say Boric on the scorecards for this one. Alright guys, main card time. If you guys do me a favor, hit the like down below. I'll leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm, man. Guys, I appreciate it. Now let's talk about the main card, man. Guys, let's freaking go. So main card time now. We got Bubba Jenkins taking on Kamaka the third. And I am gonna take Bubba Jenkins here, but the line is way too wide, man. He's coming in as a heavy favorite in this fight. I just think he's better. He's gonna be the better wrestler. He's gonna be bigger out there than Kamaka. And Kamaka, he's barely been edging these fights out, man. Recently, like barely won the fight over Henry Corrales. But to be fair, Henry Corrales was not looking bad out there. I did pick Kamaka to win that matchup, even though a lot of people were picking Corrales there. And he wasn't looking terrible in that matchup, man. But it was an extremely close fight. But he was able to get it done. And he's got a couple of split decision losses, man. I mean, lost the fight to Justin Gonzales by split, who's also fighting on this card. Lost the fight to TJ Brown by split. TJ Brown has one of the worst cardios in UFC history. And, I mean, getting grounded and pounded by Jonathan Pierce, absolutely no shame there. I mean, former UFC fighter also. We got a lot of former UFC fighters on this card. He's 6-1 in Bellator cage. But I think Jenkins is just a step up. Obviously, Jenkins is 36 years old now, so you never know when he's gonna have that drop off in his cardio and fighting at 145. Like, I mean, it's always a worry about these guys getting older and losing that speed. And he took a lot of damage in that Jesus Pinedo fight. His timing on takedown just looked off, and he couldn't really control a guy like Pinedo. I think Pinedo is a much better fighter than Kai Kamaka, to be fair. So I think he just kind of got rocked by Jesus Pinedo all over the place, and got knocked out eventually. I think it was the third round eventually. Second round or third round. It was the second on it, with 20 seconds to go. I mean, but referee gave him every chance to recover. He has been knocked out a couple of times, man. He's been knocked out 4 times, so that's always the concern, man. I mean, Kai Kamaka, he doesn't really do enough. I feel like I think Bubba Jenkins is gonna be able to get the takedowns that he needs on the feet. I mean, Kai Kamaka's got some power, so it's gonna be tricky, but I think Bubba Jenkins is gonna get this done. Bubba Jenkins coming in at minus 165. I mean, I thought his line was way too wide. Honestly, it's not. It's not crazy. I don't know if am I gonna go bet him at minus 165. I would have probably liked to bet him at minus 112, but I guess I just didn't check the line last night. Minus 165 is tricky, man. This fight is gonna be close. I feel like I think that's why the lines are not wide, because Kai Kamaka has a ton of experience. He's 29 years old, man. He's gonna be much younger here. He's training at Extreme Couture. This is definitely tricky, man. It's definitely a tricky fight. Can Kai Kamaka fend out the takedown and just light him up on the feet? And I mean, Bubba Jenkins doesn't have horrible striking. I'm gonna say Bubba Jenkins gets it done by decision. Outgrinds him. Up next, we got Goiti Yamauchi taking on Neiman Gracie the second. This is a tricky fight, man. This is a tricky fight, honestly. Like, but I think Yamauchi is gonna get this done. He's 31 years old, younger also, which I mean this is at 170, right? Oh yeah, 170. So at 170, I mean the age is not as big of a concern like it is at 145, 135. So it's not something crazy, but I mean this guy, he's got some power, man. So he does have some power. So I think Goyoti's gonna get this. I think Yamauchi's gonna get this done. I think he's gonna finish him. I'm gonna say Yamauchi by knockout. I think he's gonna be able to get a finish here. I'm gonna say first round knockout. I think first round knockout. How many times has been finished in the first round? Damn, only once he's been finished in the second. 10-4 in the Bellator cage. And this is a rematch, by the way. So I didn't even realize this is a rematch. I guess it's a rematch. So Yamauchi, I think, is gonna get this done by knockout again. So we're gonna go Yamauchi by like a second on, probably like a first or second on TKO. And let's look at the Yamauchi is minus 225. I'm pretty confident he's gonna get this done. I think he's gonna get this done. I don't think Gracie's jiu-jitsu is gonna be able to work here. But obviously he's got 9 submission wins, 7 at the UFC level. So obviously he's gonna be dangerous, but hasn't really submitted anyone that's at the higher level. I feel like as Yamauchi. This is a rematch, so I think Yamauchi's gonna have a lot of confidence coming into this rematch here. Alright guys, up next we got Gabriel Alves Braga taking on Justin Gonzales. I think this is an easier fight to pick, man. I think Braga's gonna bounce back here. I did pick Jesus Pinedo. I picked his Pinedo by knockout, and I think I picked by like fourth round TKO, but it was a 3rd round knockout. And I mean, Braga just couldn't really deal with the power of Pinedo. I don't think he's gonna have to worry about this. Doesn't Gonzales look like a Justin Gaethje, like I'm not even gonna say, looks like a homosexual Justin Gaethje. I mean, in this picture right here, I know it doesn't look like Justin Gaethje in this picture, but if you look at this picture, it does look like Justin Gaethje for some reason. But okay, let's get back to the breakdown. So Braga's a phenomenal striker, man. Really nice boxing. Doesn't throw a lot of kicks. He's got phenomenal cardio, pretty good durability. I mean, obviously Pinedo knocked him out, but it was a standing TKO. It's not like it was out cold or anything. Did take some damage in that fight. Took a lot of body shots and knees to the body. I think Braga's gonna get this. I'm pretty confident Braga here, man. Gonzales, honestly, like he's losing to Khizriev is honestly no shame. Losing to guys like Madge, not the best luck. Madge looked pretty horrible out there his last fight in the last week. So I'm pretty confident that Braga's gonna get this on. I think he's gonna be able to overwork him. I don't know if he's gonna finish him, man. Gonzales is pretty tough. He's pretty tough. He's a tough cat. Never been finished. I think Braga's gonna be able to outstrike him, out damage him on the feet. So I think Braga on the scorecards is gonna be the pick. Now Braga coming in at minus 230. I actually like that line. I think that's a good line. I think that's a good parlay piece, to be honest with you guys. I think Braga's gonna bounce back here, man. He's gonna be hungry. He's 25 years old, 7 years younger, and he's Brazilian, so I like picking my Brazilian fighters for when I'm confident, when I'm feeling good about them, and I'm pretty confident in Braga. I'm feeling really good about Braga this week, man. I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it done here. I mean, he's supposed to fight Patricio Pitbull when Kennedy took that fight on short notice there. and that fight was canceled. But I was picking Braga on there in that spot too. I mean, I think Braga could have got it done there. And this is gonna be a step down in competition. So I'm gonna go Braga by decision. I think Braga is gonna get it done by decision here. That's gonna be the pick. Up next, we got Logan Storley taking on Shamil Messiah. Man, this is a phenomenal fight, man. Logan Storley, amazing wrestler, man. Really nice top control, really good, nice ground and pound. I mean, you see that win over Michael Venom Page. I mean, phenomenal win there. He just able to outgrind a guy like Venom Page, who's got pretty decent grappling. We haven't really seen his grappling test at UFC. I mean, Michael Venom Page in UFC now gets a big win over Kevin Holland, which we called as underdog. I called that Michael Venom Page getting that win over Kevin Holland as a plus 124 underdog. So I feel I'm proud of myself for that one, obviously. But I mean, he lost to Amasav. Obviously, Amasav was like 26-0 at the time, but obviously he lost the fight to Amasav. Recently, just got knocked out, obviously. But that fight was basically two wrestlers trying to outgrind each other, and Amasav would just turn out to be the better wrestler there. This is a tough one, man. This is definitely a tough one. I mean, a lot of people are picking Storley, but this is not going to be an easy matchup. But I feel like Storley's the better wrestler here. But Musayev has some heat, bro. This guy's dangerous everywhere. He's 3-0 in KSW, 5-0 in M1 Global. So he's fought some Russian savages over there, man. But I lost to Kamil Magomedov. Kamil Magomedov is honestly pretty good. He fights in a Brave CF right now. So I'll watch his fight over Marcin Bangle. Obviously, hopefully we see him in PF4 or the UFC eventually. This guy's fought some decent guys, man. I just think right now, I mean, he's got some danger striking, so he's got to like Storley's gonna have to be careful, man. He just knocked out a guy, a former UFC fighter, and I mean he was the first one to knock him out. I guess was he the first one to knock him out? Yeah. This guy obviously wasn't looking all that good out there, but I mean, Sadibasi couldn't knock him out, Jaleski couldn't knock him out, Burns couldn't submit him or finish him, and Shamil Musayev finished him, man. I mean, holy shit. This guy might have the goods, man. How is 5'10"? Obviously, like, Storley trains at Kill Cliff FC, which I like, man. I like picking fighters that train at a good team. This guy, man, this guy might have the goods, though. He might be the real deal, and we're gonna find out. I mean, he's gonna be more dangerous in this fight, obviously. So I wouldn't mind playing something like finish Musayev by finish, maybe. Obviously, Storley's never been finished before. He's been outgrinded before twice. Lost the fight to Emasav. His only two losses are Yaroslav Emasav, I guess. So, and one of them was a split decision, which could have gone either way, to be honest. I mean, wins over Joaquin Buckley back in 2018. I mean, if they ran that back, I think Joaquin Buckley probably able to beat him, maybe. I mean, but I'm gonna go Storley for now, man. But I'm not feeling too good about it because Musayev might be the real deal. I feel like he's probably got the goods. We're gonna find out in this fight if he's got the goods or not. Shamil Musayev coming in at plus 160. I mean, the lines opened up for close for a reason. I feel like the lines opened at even money minus 135 for Storley, slight favorite. The books are respecting Musayev here, and for good reason. I'm not touching that line at minus 200. No way. If I got in like minus 125, maybe. And even then, I would think about it twice because Musayev seems like he's got the goods. He seems like he's super dangerous. His name the Silent Assassin. And I guess we're gonna find out, man. I guess we're gonna find out. This guy seems like he's dangerous everywhere, but Storley's not really chinny. Doesn't get really rocked out there. And he's obviously fought the much better competition. I'm gonna go with the Kill Cliff FC fighter, man. I was like picking fighters that train at a big gym over there with high level competition. I'm gonna go Storley on by decision, but I don't blame anyone picking Musayev here. I really don't, but I'm gonna go Storley by decision. We got Brandon in the co-main event. We got Brandon Laureano taking on Pedro Carvalho. This is an easy pick here, man. I think Laureano's gonna get a knockout. Man. I think he's gonna get a knockout here probably in the first 2 rounds. He might be able to get a submission too, but I think it's gonna be a knockout, man. Obviously, he's knocked out a couple of guys. I mean, Marlon Reyes, I think he retired after that matchup, or I think he retired in that next matchup against Braga. But we know Marlon Reyes had no chin left at that point. Shouldn't even have been fighting in the PFO at all. But I guess the PFO were just trying to use him to build some names off him. Build some of their fighters off from a UFC fighter like Marlon Reyes, former title and challenger. And obviously he knocked out Bubba Jenkins, which is a nice win, honestly, a really nice win there. But I don't think Laurean's gonna get this time. I think they're giving him a layup here because obviously he got knocked out by Jesus Pinedo. They were using Laurean to headline PFL cards in the past. They're trying to get him back on track here, and I think he's gonna get back on track. Obviously, 34 years old now. He's been knocked out a couple of times, so you always gotta be careful. He's only been knocked out once. I thought he was knocked out before too. Damn, that was the first knockout. Holy shit. That's crazy. I know he was like a big time favorite. I think he was like minus 600 there. Yeah, I'm gonna say Laurean gets it done by knockout, probably first round. I think it's gonna be a first round TKO, man. I mean, this guy's 13-8. I mean, fought pretty decent competition, 6-5 in the Bellator. I think it's gonna be a first round TKO for Laurean. Probably like a ground and pound stoppage, I'm gonna say. All right, guys, main event time now. We got Andrey Koreshkov taking on Magomed Umalatov. Tough fight. This is a tough one, man, because this is not going to be an easy matchup for Umalatov. They're giving him a tough fight here. And I guess they're trying to find out where Umalatov's really at right now in his career. He's coming in at 32 years old. No, so they're both, he should be in his prime right now, so this should be where his ceiling is. We're going to find out where his ceiling really is. Because Koreshkov is not a pushover. This guy's pretty good, man. He's fought in Bellator for like 20 fights now at this point. He's only losing to some decent guys. I mean, Douglas Lima knocked him out back in 2018, back when Douglas Lima was that guy, and that's the only guy that's like knocked him out twice, other than Ben Askren, I guess, back in like in the 4th round. Then Ben Askren knocked him out. How did Ben Askren knock anyone out? How did Ben Askren knock anyone out? I mean, that dude's got no freaking striking. Probably ground and pound. I'm guessing. Was it ground and pound? It's got to be ground and pound. No way he knocked him out on the feet, right? Jesus Christ. I mean, Ben Askren is a Olympian grappler, so honestly, no shame there, I guess. Then obviously Lima knocked him out twice, and then Larkins beat him by split decision. I'm gonna say Umalatov gets it done, bro. Does he finish him? I'm not too sure if he finishes him. I think Umalatov is a real deal, man. We haven't seen him tested. Obviously, he trains the American top team, which is I love to see that. I love when fighters are going out there training at Kill Club FC, Extreme Couture, or like a team like American top team. Or like some other high level gyms like Lobo Gym MMA now. Lobo Gym MMA is on up and up right now. But yeah, this guy seems like he's a real deal, man. Obviously, like knocking out. He sent Jera Hosawadi out of the PFO. Hosawadi's out there fighting absolute taxi drivers in Brave CF now. I mean, knocked out Delano Taylor. Delano Taylor is honestly not a bum. Like, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think he's gonna get a knockout here, man. He's lost a couple of fighters to Bikoyev, who's pretty good. I mean, Bikoyev got signed to the UFC now. Bikoyev's gonna be no, I don't think he got signed to the UFC, but I think he's on his way to getting signed to the UFC now. He just became a champion in LFA recently, last year in December. So he has a win over a former UFC current UFC fighter in Dylan Budka. They should definitely sign Asman Bikoyev, but Bikoyev's probably not gonna get signed because he's super boring. And the UFC just doesn't like guys that can't go out there finish. He's got like all last 3 wins all by decision. So maybe they're probably not gonna sign him yet. Maybe they're gonna sign him if he goes out there gets some win. But yeah, man. I mean, this dude is for real, man. His losses are honestly he's fought some decent competition. Fought Kura Magomedov. I mean, who's pretty good. Also 12-0, and like all his losses are honestly respectable. And that was all in amateurs also. So he's got more than enough experience. I mean, god damn it. Yeah, I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get a knockout. I'm gonna say Umalatov gets a knockout. I'm gonna say like it's gonna be tough to finish a guy like Koreshkov, who's been looking really solid right now. He's really finding his groove right now. So he's out there fighting an AMC Russian promotion. He's got some wins over Sabah Masi by decision. But I think Umalatov has the goods, man. I think he's gonna get a knockout here. We're gonna go Umalatov by knockout. I'm gonna say second round knockout. Does he have a lot of second round knockouts? He's got all mostly first round knockouts, but when I mean Koreshkov is going out there getting knocked out, it's usually like in the later in fights. He's getting finished. He got finished in 3rd round, finished in the 4th round, so it's not gonna be easy to finish him early, man. But I feel like Umalatov's gonna be able to get a knockout eventually. I'm gonna say it probably 2nd round knockout. I'm gonna say 2nd round knockout for Magomed Umalatov. This guy's got some heat in those hands. He throws bombs, and his striking is actually pretty technical. Like he trains at American top team, so You know he's gonna be out there working with some high level guys. He's gonna be getting some good looks over there with some high level guys. And honestly, for Umalatov minus 165, I think that makes sense. I think he's gonna get this done, man. But this is a step up in competition, so that's why the line is that close. It actually opened up at minus 200, so the money has been coming in on Koreshkov. And I get it. I mean, Umalatov hasn't really been proven at the highest level yet, but I think the amateur experience is gonna help him, and I think he's gonna get this done either by grinding him out or like winning at least 2 out of 3 rounds, or he's gonna get a knockout. I feel like he's gonna get a knockout. I feel like he's gonna be able to find a finish here, but not gonna be easy though. I'll personally just play a straight up money line play in Umalatov, but yeah, I mean, but let's do a parlay for this card. So the parlay that I like for this card, we'll go with Brennan Laureano. Line is kind of wide, but I feel like he's gonna win. We go with Braga. We'll go with the Timur Khizriev. I think Khizriev is gonna win. Where's Braga? Braga coming in at minus 230, so plus 142 there. And then we'll go with this one, plus 186 for that 4 leg parlay. Man, I feel pretty good about that 4 leg parlay. I think that 4 leg parlay is gonna cash. I feel pretty good about this one. But if you guys want to save parlay, I would just take this one. This 3 leg parlay, man. I really like this 3 leg parlay a lot. Hopefully you guys can see this 3 leg parlay that I made right here. Okay, this is the 3 leg parlay that I'm talking about right now. Let me move my camera here so you guys can see. Okay, there we go. So I feel pretty good about the 3 leg parlay, man. I think the 3 leg parlay is pretty solid. Timur Khizriev by moneyline, Ramazanov by moneyline, and Gabriel Braga by moneyline. You can also throw Laureano in there. I would not parlay Umalatov. I would just play him straight up. Maybe play him by inside distance or something like that. Cause this is not an easy matchup for him. Cause I think this is a tough matchup. But I feel like he's gonna get this done. But I do think that I mean we have lines on Todd Jean too, but I would not parlay him right now 3-1. There's much better fighters on this card that you can parlay at the close to this line. But yeah, I think Borics gonna get it done, but that's not an easy matchup. That's not an easy matchup at all. That's why the line is so close, even money right now, because Barzola is a former UFC fighter, has the grinding heavy style to get the job done. But yeah, I'm gonna say that I like this 4 leg parlay, plus 186 for this 4 leg parlay. But the safest parlay that you can make is probably I really like Murad or Ramazanov even at minus 550, which is a crazy line, but I think he's gonna win. I think Khizriev's gonna win, but I think this parlay is honestly not bad. So let me know what you guys think about this PFO picks, man. I would love to hear back your guys' opinion on this card, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. I gotta get some sleep now, and make sure you guys do me a favor, hit the like down below on your way out of this at the end. And if you guys want to support the channel, you guys can become a member to support the channel, man. I would appreciate I'll appreciate all the members. We already got over like 45 members on the channel, and I appreciate you all, man, for the support. And I'll be doing a fight companion for this card, so make sure you guys come hang out with me for the fight companion. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun watching this card. We got some fun matchups on this card. I think we're gonna see some couple of finishes on this card, and it's gonna be a fun card to watch. I mean, there's PFO tournaments always fun because these guys need finishes out there. And I think we're gonna see at least like half of the card with finishes on this card. We saw 9 finishes, I think, on the last card in PFL, which a lot of people expected those fights to go the distance. And I think these guys, they need those 6 points in the first round. If you get a first round knockout, you get 6 points. So those points, they need these points. I mean, so I think we're gonna see a lot of finishes. I think this is gonna be a fun card overall. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Take it easy. Later, guys, and best of luck on all your bets, guys. Later.